Now let's bring in tonight's political panel. It's GXO Strategies Director Cameron Milner. He's former Chief of Staff to Bill Shorten and former Labor Minister Graham Richardson. Welcome to you both. Look, Cameron, what do you think of the Prime Minister's approach here to tackling domestic violence? Is he implementing measures that might be important but ultimately are a sideshow?
Well, Shari, enough was enough well before last Wednesday and well before the time the Prime Minister came into the office. This has been a huge problem for Australians and Australian women specifically. The scourge of domestic violence is awful, and yet the response we had last Wednesday was so underwhelming. So typically Albanese, but so typically underwhelming. The $5,000 won't flow for another 15 months. He's a budget with rivers of gold in May budget next week. Could have actually funded this measure. But no, women in Australia have to wait another 15 months because of Albanese. Australian women have been waiting far too long for this Prime Minister to show something that doesn't cost a single cent, which is national leadership. He should actually show some leadership for once. And on this issue, you'd expect him to do much, much better, and he hasn't. And the women of Australia will judge him at the ballot box come that time.
And not to mention, and initially Peter Van Onselen reported this in the Daily Mail, then we saw The Guardian had an update. Labor went to the election, the 2022 election, promising 500 domestic violence frontline workers. Currently, only 30 of those have been appointed 2 years on. Graham Richardson, clearly, though, if you look at the majority of cases of women who are killed, the issue is violent reoffenders, people being given bail despite their history.
Again and again and again they get bail. I do not understand this. I don't understand why we can't make compulsory minimum sentences the order of the day, because that's the only way you're going to protect these women. When the crunch comes, a man who's violent and who's obsessed with a woman is going to keep doing it. You can't just say, oh, we'll give him a corrections order. We'll get him to do some community service. It'll all be okay, because everybody knows it won't. When men are obsessed and they're violent, then the only way they can make sure they satisfy their needs is to go ahead and bash someone. And what do we do about it? Nothing. I'm always appalled at this, and I've been appalled for many years. I've written columns about it. It's just appalling. Now, what we have to do is just get elbow in a room and say to him, mate, you can't muck around with this. You have to make laws that are rigid and that will do something to actually protect women, not just to sound nice and look good.